Life often feels like a river that flows in unpredictable directions. Some days, it moves gently, and other days, it roars with storms that seem impossible to calm. You feel every emotion deeply, and sometimes it feels like the heart has a louder voice than the mind. Fear, sadness, worry, anger, and even desire can pull at you, making it hard to see clearly. The angels know this. They understand how human hearts are sensitive, how emotions can cloud judgment, and how the mind sometimes struggles to take the lead. They want you to understand that every feeling you experience is not a sign of weakness, but an invitation to grow. The angels whisper that you are stronger than you know, but that strength comes when the mind learns to guide the emotions rather than being guided by them. Sometimes, you wake up with a storm in your heart. Maybe it is doubt about a choice you made. Maybe it is fear of what tomorrow holds. Maybe it is sadness from something that cannot be changed. The angels want you to notice these moments. They want you to see that these feelings are part of the human journey. They tell you not to fight your emotions, not to push them away, and not to let them control every action. Instead, they ask you to pause and breathe. They ask you to place your hand over your heart and say to yourself, "I feel this, but I am not my emotions." Every emotion is like a messenger arriving at your door. Some bring lessons, some bring reminders, and some bring challenges. The angels tell you that the mind has the ability to open the door, listen carefully, and then decide how to respond. When your mind learns to guide rather than be pulled, you discover a freedom that feels almost like flying. You realize that you can feel deeply and still make choices that are wise. You can care deeply and still act with clarity. You can love deeply and still remain grounded in strength. The angels smile at every moment you choose this path. There will be times when fear seems louder than hope, when sadness feels heavier than joy, when anger seems stronger than patience. The angels tell you that these are the moments of truth, the moments that test your inner strength. They remind you that the mind is like a quiet tree in the middle of a storm. The winds of emotion may shake the branches, but the roots remain firm if the mind is strong. And when the roots are strong, you can withstand anything. Sometimes it feels impossible. You may feel swept away by what you feel, by the chaos of the mind and heart together. The angels know this feeling well. They have watched over countless hearts that struggle in the same way. They remind you that emotions are not enemies. They are part of your experience, part of what makes you human. But if you let them lead, you may lose your way. The angels guide you to a place of balance, where the mind and heart work together, where thoughts are clear and decisions are thoughtful, and where emotions become allies rather than obstacles. There are moments in life when the choice seems small, but the stakes feel enormous. A simple word, a small action, a quiet decision can feel like it holds the weight of the world. The angels remind you that in these moments, the strength of your mind determines the outcome. They tell you that awareness is your secret weapon. When you take a deep breath, when you observe the feeling instead of reacting to it, when you pause before making a choice, you are practicing the art of mastering mind over emotions. Every time you do this, you grow stronger, and the angels rejoice quietly at your progress. The angels want you to remember that you are not alone in this journey. Every time you feel overwhelmed, every time your heart races or your mind worries, the angels are there. They are soft whispers in the quiet, gentle nudges toward clarity, reminders that you have the power to choose. They teach that strength does not mean never feeling. Strength means feeling, understanding, and then guiding. Strength means that the mind can rise above, not to ignore emotions, but to use them wisely. When you feel anger rising, the angels suggest imagining it as a fire. You may feel it consuming you, but the mind can hold a bucket of water. You do not have to let the fire spread. You can let it pass through safely, letting it teach you instead of control you. When sadness comes, it may feel like heavy clouds over your heart. The angels show that the mind can bring sunlight, even if just a small ray, enough to see the path ahead clearly. When fear comes, it may feel like a shadow that makes everything uncertain. Angels remind you that a single thought of courage, a single step of faith, can make the shadow smaller and the light of the mind stronger. The journey of mastering mind over emotions is not a race. It is not a competition. The angels remind you that it is a slow, gentle process, a dance between heart and mind. Every time you notice an emotion, every time you take a deep breath, every time you pause before reacting, you are learning. Every time you choose clarity, you are practicing victory. Every time you choose awareness, you are moving closer to the life the angels see waiting for you. A life where your mind and heart are in harmony, where you make decisions from a place of inner power, and where every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow. The angels also remind you that perfection is not the goal. You will feel fear, sadness, anger, and doubt. You will have moments when your emotions feel stronger, and that is okay. Angels do not expect you to be perfect. They expect you to notice, to pause, to breathe, and to try again. Every effort is a step forward. Every moment of awareness is a victory. And the more you practice, the more natural it becomes for the mind to guide, for emotions to inform, and for life to flow in balance. There are days when you will wake up feeling light and joyful, and the angels celebrate with you. There are days when you will wake up feeling heavy and uncertain, and the angels are quietly by your side, reminding you that even in the heaviness, you have the ability to rise. You can breathe through the feeling. You can see it, accept it, and let the mind guide your next step. You can remind yourself that this too is part of growth, and that the mind's strength is built not in calm alone, but in storm. The angels tell you that life will always bring tests. There will always be moments when the heart and mind seem at odds, but they remind you that the choice is always yours. You can let emotions decide, or you can let the mind guide. You can act impulsively, or you can pause and choose clarity. You can react in fear, or you can respond in wisdom. Every time you choose the mind, every time you rise above temporary emotions, you take a step toward freedom. You take a step toward inner power. You take a step toward living the life angels see waiting for you. A life of calm, wisdom, and strength. The angels remind you that this strength is not cold or distant. It is gentle. It is compassionate. It feels like a soft light inside, steady and unwavering. It allows you to feel deeply, care deeply, and act wisely. It allows you to face challenges with courage and grace. It allows you to love without losing yourself, to act without being overwhelmed, and to grow without fear. It is the strength the angels have always known you possess, and they guide you to discover it for yourself. The angels' guidance is simple. Notice your feelings, accept them, and then let the mind lead. They remind you that the mind is not meant to suppress the heart, but to guide it. They remind you that emotions are colors, but the brush must be steady. They remind you that when the mind is strong, you can paint a life of clarity, peace, and true victory. And they remind you that every moment is an opportunity to practice, to learn, and to rise. You are learning, slowly and beautifully, that winning is not about defeating life or defeating emotions. It is about mastering yourself. It is about allowing the mind to guide the heart, to respond with awareness, to act with clarity, and to rise above the storms of feeling. The angels are proud of every step you take, every breath you take, every moment you choose awareness over impulse. They are with you, quietly, softly, gently, reminding you that the power is inside you, that the victory is yours, and that the life you dream of begins within.